Hey, good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, the Monday morning hobby hangover. Wow, 9 people already. I like it. A great start to a Monday. And I see Jenny's, I was reading some of the chats before I hit that live button. Jenny says, "What do you mean by the hobby hangover? It's a fresh start." Absolutely. The hobby hangover is the antithesis of an alcohol-induced hangover. Hobby hangovers are good. I had a busy hobby weekend. Saturday, Madison Card Show. Sunday, I woke up to about 240 items to ship. It was a great eBay weekend. So I basically spent all day Sunday doing some shipping. So got a lot of shipping done on Sunday. We're back at it. Some sales overnight, a little more shipping this morning, and then off to listing some 77 baseball commons in the eBay store this morning. And then I'll get to listing some of the dollar cards. By the way, was it the greatest dollar box you've ever seen? Check it out. Did a video last night. I wanted to get one of the videos done. This is going to be a busy week, so I wanted to get my dollar box video. I did a lot of teases on Twitter. Well, not a lot, but I did some teases on Twitter. So I wanted to make sure to get that video out first. So that video is up. The greatest dollar box ever, at least from my standpoint, in the dollar boxes that I've sorted through. Yes, the Singles Club at the National, amazing dollar boxes, but I don't think I've pulled quite the cards that I pulled Saturday at the Madison Card Show out of those dollar boxes. I don't think I've pulled that much fire out of the Singles Club. Although I will say those are definitely awesome dollar boxes there. So that video is up on my YouTube channel, so check that out. I went live last night with it. I'm going to do one more video from my pickups from Saturday's show. I did buy a bulk box, so we'll do something, I think, Wednesday, maybe Thursday. Maybe Thursday night. Now let me see, what do we have going on Thursday? I think Thursday night is good. So it is a busy week. So that's why I wanted to get one of those videos, because I wanted to do both of these videos live. So that went live last night. And then my bulk box buy I'll do later this week. Why is it a busy week? The South Bend Cubs are in town, and I say in town in quotes. They're in Beloit, which is my nearest minor league city. The Beloit, they're not the Snappers anymore. They're the Beloit Sky Carp, the minor league affiliate to the Miami Marlins in High A. So the South Bend Cubs are in town, opening that series tomorrow night. So I'm going to go down for the series opener. South Bend Cubs, do some graphing, and I may go back a second night this week. So I'm thinking Tuesday night, maybe a Friday night game. I don't know. We'll see. But then I got a mow tonight. So actually, maybe I could go live after Herman goes live. We'll see. So maybe I can squeeze that in at 8 o'clock tonight. I don't know. But otherwise, we'll schedule in for Thursday, Tuesday night, South Bend Cubs game. Wednesday night is a possibility. Wednesday night's a possibility. Thursday night's a possibility. We'll see. So we've got Wake and Break sports cards already in the chat. Good morning, rise and shine to you. He is fired up, excited, heading to Burbank Sports Cards. That's on my bucket list. I'd love to meet Rob, and I'd love to check out Burbank Sports Cards. Hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Hit the like button, even though you may not like this first 4 minutes of content. Hopefully, we'll turn it around. Let's see. Wake and Break says, the live from your card show was motivating, excited and fired up. Awesome. I appreciate that. It just kind of came to me in May to do a walk around and show the tables, because in the past, I've just done highlight videos in just a 2 or 3 minute, and it's basically just showing off, hey, look at the crowd. It's an awesome packed house, which is great from a promotional standpoint to pump it up. And when I do my Facebook ads, like, hey, it's a happening show. But what draws people to shows? The cards. But I wasn't showing off enough of the tables and the cards themselves. So I wanted to do a walkthrough video in May to show off, especially in May. We had the 3 rooms, 135 tables. So I did that, and I had great feedback from not only viewers that are outside the area that can't make it to the show, but for some of my vendors and area people and my dealers that couldn't walk around the show, walk the show floor, but also for people in the area that may want to make the drive to Madison for an upcoming show, which, by the way, the next one is July 23rd, Saturday, July 23rd. That's the Saturday before the National. And I've already received great feedback from my vendors from this past show. Most will be coming back. I do know some of them are made long trips in. So they likely will miss the July show. I've got one of my dealers is doing a 3-week road trip surrounding the National. So he'll be out in July, but it'll be another sold out show July 23rd. Tables are available, but they will sell out. And and then when I say that and there's empty tables at the show, those are the no-shows. But we're going to try to prevent that. We're going to continue prevention on that. Let's see. So, and what's awesome is we're Wake and Break. I know you mentioned in the chat on Saturday about Jay from Crystal Clear Showcases, and so we're going to team up, and she's going to provide showcase rentals at the show, which is something that is a pretty common question among dealers. Are there showcase rentals, or I don't want to set up because I don't have a showcase? Well, that problem has been solved. And then subs, we've got 5-star subs. That's this was their 3rd show, and they've been doing an awesome job, and it's been a very popular segment of the show. So it's awesome to grow it in those forms as well. Let's see. Victor, what is up? Good morning to you. I got the Meet Suvi ad today. What is up, Ed? Good morning. Zach and Porter are with us. By the way, Zach and Porter dropped a new video. My dollar box was great, but I think pound for pound, dollar for dollar, Zach and Porter, way better deal because they hit some fire in dime boxes. I would have been. This is how great the dime boxes were. This is a tease for Zach and Porter. Zach, you have the wrench. Drop that link to your video from the dime boxes. I actually haven't watched it yet. I retweeted the tweet last night. I've got to watch it after I stop this video this morning. But Zach called me after the show and was telling me about these dime boxes. And I will tell you, this is just a tease. Zach's going to drop the link to his dime box video from yesterday's card show. He got a better deal. His dime, I would have been excited if some of those cards were in the dollar box, they would have been highlights in a dollar box, let alone a dime box. So check out Zach and Porter's video, the dime box they found on Sunday at the card show. Jenny says, I missed the dollar box video. No spoilers. No worries. I will not spoil it. So people in the chat, no spoilers for Jenny. She's got to watch the dollar box video. Herman, what is up? Good morning to you. Abraham is with us. I got to see Abraham again on Saturday at the Madison Card Show. Made my first ever card sale yesterday. That is awesome. Wake and Break says, Bo, how many Bowman you on your shelf? I think I'm at 46 because I opened one on Friday night. The box I opened on Friday night, it was meant to be. I backed this chair has wheels on it, and I went a little too far, and I bumped that shelf behind me, and one blaster box fell on the floor, and I'm like, it's got to be a sign. I'm going to open it. So Friday night, I opened the blaster, and there were 2 autos in it. I don't think I have them next to me. I don't. Kennedy Brooks, Lava, numbered to 199, and is it Derek Stingley from LSU, base auto. So 2 autos in one blaster box. And again, these blaster boxes are only $20, and they're probably sitting on your local Walmart or Target shelf. So grab one. It's a fun rip for $20. You can't beat it. and I've got 46 of them waiting for college football season. What's up? Mark Hoyle is with us. George is with us. Let's see. Zach says, when did they drop the snappers? Who did that offend? So they dropped it. It was basically a marketing ploy when they moved stadiums. So it was actually a smart move, I think, on their part. Twofold. The name Sky Carp. It kind of goes along with the Marlins, the Miami Marlins, a fish. Their big league affiliate. It kind of matches up with them, but it's also a regional. It's a regional thing as well. Sky carp is what a goose, I think, is just another term for a goose. But the main reason I believe they changed the name from snappers to sky carp, and it was actually this past year. They moved into a new stadium last year, ABC Supply Stadium, along the Rock River in Beloit, Wisconsin. Very nice. I went to the Cubs, South Bend Cubs game, one of the games last year. Cool stadium. It's not as autograph friendly as the old stadium, but the old stadium was, if you've ever watched, and you probably have, A League of Their Own. Just think of the old beat up stadiums they played in, and that was where Beloit played up until last year, up until I think June or July of 2021. So they moved into a new stadium midway through the season in 2021. So they wanted to. They made a pretty big deal of it. They had some wacky names, and they took a poll. I'm sure the results were skewed. I think they probably had Sky Carp, and they just wanted to do a fan vote just to drive traffic to the website, but they already had Sky Carp in mind. Let's see. Dan's with us. What is up, Dan? Randy says, can you give a Reader's Digest version of the state of the hobby based in what you saw at the Madison show? That's a good question. Oh man, this is always a tough question because I think it's, I think my show and what Zach saw Sunday are two completely different things. Card shows are funny, first off. And Randy, nothing with me is Reader's Digest. I ramble. So this is going to be a rambling digest, a rambling version of a Reader's Digest. Card shows are funny because week to week, month to month, they can vary. And in certain things, if Saturday at the Madison Card Show, if the outside weather was 80 degrees and sunny, I think we would have had a lot less traffic, and it would have been like, oh my God, there would have been doom and gloom in the room. Doom and gloom in the room. If it were a beautiful, sunny 80-degree day here in Wisconsin. We don't get too many of those. But it was 75 degrees, cloudy and raining all day. And I like that because it started raining early, which meant those morning baseball games were already canceled or likely postponed, canceled by the time the show started. Hey, what are we going to do this morning? Let's go to the card show. So we had more, more of that. But state of the hobby based on what I saw. I think I can give you a Reader's Digest version of that particular question on point. There's definitely a trend away from slabs and grading. And maybe not necessarily grading because we know the backlog and there's still a continued glut of people sending in stuff for grading. But as far as the flipping, I'm not seeing as many deals and flips on slabs. And I know they're in I may be biased because that's not my thing. So I may be looking at it through the lens of a dollar box digger. But I have heard dealers say, and I heard this comment in Rockford. So something that I heard over and over in Rockford 2 weeks ago was raw cards are selling more than slabs. People aren't buying slabs, they're buying raw cards. That's what I heard in Rockford 2 weeks ago. What I heard from my dealers Saturday in Madison was people are digging through bargain boxes, dollar boxes, quarter boxes, at tables that dealers have both a showcase and a bargain box. And they're like, Nobody even looked at my showcase. Everybody went to the dollar box. So in everybody that I talked with that had bargain boxes had a great day. Actually, I take that back. I think Dan, or no, Kyle, my dealer Kyle had a bargain box. And I'm like, and I'd heard it from like half a dozen dealers already. So I wanted to ask him, hey, how did your bargain boxes do? And he's like, nobody even looked at them. And he had a showcase. So it was but I'd say 8 out of 10 dealers with showcases and bargain boxes said the bargain boxes got more eyeballs than the showcase. So I guess that's kind of my, state of the hobby, where people are starting to trend back to raw and deals, bargain box deals. Let's see. George says, don't go asking Zach Greinke for no autograph. And I know he has some mental health issues with anxiety. And this is just coming from, everybody's different. Okay. Everybody's different. A lot of people, most people suffer in some way anxiety. Anxiety is not an excuse to be an a-hole. And Zach Greinke's an a-hole. And what he did was very a-hole-ish. And now we don't know the backstory. So what happened was Zach Greinke at a game yesterday, somebody wanted his autograph. Zach Greinke is widely known as somebody who does not sign autographs, does not even sign for teammates or other Major League Baseball players. And he's usually an a-hole about it. He doesn't politely decline. He the opposite of that. So basically what he did was he grabbed, I think it was a baseball, out of the person's hands and threw it. I don't know if it was into the stands or across the field, but the person that asked for the autograph, why did you do that? And allegedly, Zach Greinke's response was, for my amusement, and then walked away. So Zach Greinke, a-hole. Anxiety is not an excuse for being an a-hole. And I know I have anxiety myself. I've suffered through anxiety most of my life. And I've never felt the need to be an a-hole like that. Now, have I been an a-hole? Yeah, but it's not because of my anxiety. It's just because, I don't know, I felt like being an a-hole, I guess, in the moment. So yeah, don't ask Zach Greinke for his autograph. Or if you want some entertainment, I guess maybe get a reaction out of him. And I don't know if we know the other side of the story. Maybe this guy was heckling. Maybe the person asking was an a-hole. I don't know if we know the entire story, I guess. Let's see. Herman says we're talking packing bubble mailers and big PC news tonight. Oh, big PC news. I like it. So check out 3B Collections channel tonight, 7 p.m. Central. John says, how many shirts does Bo have on? T-shirt, pre-shirt. Is he wearing Spanx as well? So there's only 2 shirts. I have I have it in undershirt, and I always wear an undershirt under my T-shirt. And most people think that's weird. It's just what I do. So it depends. Sometimes if it's a hot day and it's a light shirt, then I'll just wear a T-shirt. And it depends. If it's a high neck, I'll only wear one shirt. But this is a low neck, and I don't like this shirt. That's why I never wear it. It is a 1 Million Cubs Project shirt, but it's like one of those like 3/4 length sleeves. It's got a low neckline. But I think this is kind of like, this was like a prototype that I made through some online site. This is why I'm going to go local with my next shirts with my guy, the Graffinino guys. But I printed this off or made this from one of the online sites. And it sucks, but it was like $35-$40 for this shirt. So that's why I wear it. So only 2 shirts, Let's see. Zach in Porter says, George, he will chuck that ball. I have to catch up on a packed weekend of hobby content on YouTube. There was a ton. Hobby Palooza. I did not catch anything on Saturday, but I did watch John's video on replay yesterday. I popped into, I don't think I watched any videos in full yesterday from Sunday, but I did pop in from time to time and jumped on to watch some of the videos throughout the day Sunday as I shipped. But yeah, check out Bench Clear Media for Hobby Palooza. There's a ton of awesome hobby content. There's how many hours? I don't know. John, I'm sure John probably knows, but I bet there's between Saturday and Sunday, there's probably 24 hours of content, 12 hours a day maybe. But I bet there's at least 24 hours of hobby content from Saturday and Sunday. Bench Clear Media, Hobby Palooza. Let's see. We're going back up to the chat as I jumped around. Skycart broadcast their games on some Farmer 5 sub-channel and have won my dad over as a fan by doing so. That's awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Let's see. The stream was also good for dealers that are afraid of rain. I bet he's got a beer-stained wife beater under it all. David, what is up? In 2019, on my way to the Chicago National, I attended a South Bend game. By chance, Randy Hundley was signing free autographs. He had his Cubs World Series ring, and I got to hold it. Very cool. The Rebel, Randy Hundley, great guy. John says, serious note, that Pokemon shelf set up at the top of the stairs. Be careful. That stuff toppled over the rail, and we're all writing letters to the judge for your sentencing phase. There's Dan dropping the link. Scotty Dubs with us. Great show Saturday. I agree. Dime boxes were amazing. Scott was at the show. He was digging through the bargain boxes, but was wearing a Wisconsin turtleneck. I had fun digging dime boxes yesterday. It was even better than it was. The kids selling the cards, so they were so excited when I was stacking the cards. That's fun. Brian says, I'm just starting to watch your interview with the Fujitsu scanner. Which one did you get? Can any scanner do top loaders? Yes. Let's see. So I'll answer your first question. I have two Fujitsu scanners. I have the Fujitsu 7030, which that's the one I prefer and use the most. I scan all my cards through that raw. Because if you scan them with penny sleeves, it sometimes will, it'll scan the penny sleeve, and sometimes it crinkles the penny sleeve. So it's got to be it's got to be those like super fit, ultra fit, whatever they are, penny sleeves. Even then, it may get crinkled because what happens is when it goes through, it may catch. Here's what happens: it catches down here, and see that plastic crease at the bottom. It'll pick that up. It'll pick all of this stuff going on at the bottom of the penny sleeve, and that comes over on your scan. So that's why I scan all my cards raw through the Fujitsu 7030. I believe it has the ability to do top loaders like one at a time, maybe. But when you're scanning, be cognizant that when you're scanning top loaders, there's a lot of scratches, even on brand new top loaders. There's going to be imperfections on the top loader, and that's going to come across in your scan. So I would not, I would use the Fujitsu 7030 if you're looking to do volume and bulk, and say under $20 cards. Now I have learned, and I'm going to show off some cards later. So this is on top of my stack. Panini Prism, and Panini, any Panini Chromium does not scan worth a crap through these scanners. However, Bowman Chrome does. Bowman Chrome will scan. And for some reason, I've noticed that the Panini just does not scan. It'll stretch the image, and it just doesn't work. But most Bowman Chrome, as long as it's not as long as it doesn't start doing that curl, if it's flat, it'll work. The other scanner I have is the Scan Snap. Now that's good for, you can do 6 to 9 at a time. And it's basically, you lay the cards on a black, almost like a breaking pad, a breaker's pad, a large mouse pad, and it scans overhead. You're not going to do as much bulk. You can do slabs that way. So those are the suggestions. I have the Scan Snap that I don't really use. In fact, I think I put it back in the box because I haven't been using it, because I use the 7030 so much, daily. I'm scanning probably on average now 200 cards a day. So I use the bulk 7030 scanner. Diego, what is up? Good morning to you. DR says, can't watch till later, but just wanted to say good morning. Thanks for hopping on. Cooter actually boasts multiple shirts are covering his Bowman U chest plate tattoo he got over the weekend. He wants to do a reveal video. The Bowman U. Since Wake and Break asked, it's like 46. I need to get to that 50 mark. I'm a numbers guy, so I want to. It's like 46 just doesn't sit well with me. I need 50, and then I'm going to open one. I'll be to 49. I'll be like, oh, I've got to go buy another Bowman U box. John says micro and macro are quite different, Randy. That's going back on the card show comment. Completely agree. So yeah, so what I can share on the state of the hobby is confined to a small blip on the hobby radar. Card shows are funny. Show here yesterday had 15 dealers. Bo show before has my Saturday show had 120 tables. Yeah, and every show, Saturday, the Janesville show, there's going to be about 100 tables in Janesville on Sunday, July 3rd. I'll be set up. I'll have fresh quarter boxes on Sunday in Janesville. Other shows, there's small, there's large, and then, you go to the National and it's like, oh my God, the hobby's in a great place, but take into consideration, it is the National. So there's always going to be a buzz on that show floor. John says, I'm a basement carp. Didn't realize they were a Marlins affiliate. Our show had people trying to trade up, probably getting ready for the National. That's been a common theme I've noticed at shows, and I've had dealers say, apparently the trade up challenge. And I think I may have mentioned that in my Rockford review, because I think somebody, one of the dealers told me, he's like, I've got so many kids wanting to do the trade up challenge, which the original trade up challenge, and I'm sure it's not the original. I'm sure it's been something that's going back to ancient times. But I think in modern times we can the internet era of the trade up challenge all started with the red paperclip. The story of the red paperclip. Guy has a red paperclip. I want to trade up to buy a house, and he eventually, I think he did, bought a house, I think in Canada, in Saskatchewan, maybe. I'm just throwing that out there because Saskatchewan is such a fun name to say. So that's a thing going on with the younger generation. The trade up challenges. I'm going to try to trade this Chris Bryant Prism for Ernie Banks PSA 7. Raw cards are more scarce than slabs now is why. That there's actually, and John I think says that somewhat in jest, but there's actually some truth to that. As far as, oh man, I'm trying to think of, because I actually joked I was comping something out, and me and a couple of my buddies have a group chat, and I showed them. I'm like, look at this. There's actually more on eBay. There were more slabs. So I'm not saying this is a total pop. There's more graded cards of X than there are raw. But on eBay, there were more graded copies of this card for sale than there were raw copies, and I can't remember what it was. So what was a heavily graded? How about Zion Williamson Prism rookie? We're just going to do this test. Zion Williamson Prism rookie. And so my search criteria was Zion Williamson Prism rookie, and we're going to go into eBay. There's 15,000 plus results. Now, some of them you're going to get colors, you're going to get Prism draft. So we're at 15,000 results. I'm going to go to filter, and we're going to go to graded. Okay, so this is pretty close though. So the simple search of Zion Williamson Prism rookie on eBay, there are 5,521 graded copies for sale, and there are 8,393 raw copies for sale. That's a pretty high number. How about Bull? And I'm going to stop after this one. Bull, because that was another popular one during the pandemic, post-pandemic. So there's 3,000 plus results. So somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 Bull Prism rookies. So the search criteria, Bull Prism Rookie. These are active listings. Go to graded. There are 905 graded copies and 1,969 raw copies. So basically, for every graded copy on eBay, there are 2 raw copies. So, but there was one, and I don't know what card it was, but there were actually more graded copies for sale on eBay than there were raw. I was thinking it was one of those cards, but apparently not. Let's see. Jenny says our show had people trying to trade up, probably getting ready for the National. Raw cards are more scarce. John says 69 Mays in bargain boxes would have my eyes as well. George says a basement crap, you say. We also don't know if the story is true. Like Ryan, aka Ripping One Handed, said, anyone can make up a story and post it on the internet. I agree. It's not with Zach Greinke. It's not surprising, but also what led to that? Throwing the ball. George says I'm usually an a-hole. LOL. Plunging neckline, it's called. Yes, I hate this shirt because it has a plunging neckline. Let's see where we at. 37 in the chat. Well, this is the most we've had in a live stream in a while. So thank you for jumping on. If you're joining, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. George says a capri shirt. It is. It's a capri shirt. It's 3/4 length. And that's another reason. I can handle the capri length of the sleeves, but it's that plunging neckline that I don't like. Shaw Cards, what is up? Good morning. Cooter says Bo has anxiety about his nipple piercings, so he wears 2 shirts. Pepino Man, what is up? My Hobby Palooza stream was the worst. I have not watched your stream yet, so I'm gonna have to jump on and validate or invalidate that comment. Pepino was also throwing balls, but they were his own. Johnny Boy Cards, what's up? Good morning. Hobby Palooza was better than expected. Jenny says, John, Bo don't have a backup plan for if he goes to prison. We can't let the Pokemon fall. He's dressed for prison. Probably says Madison DOC on the back. Hey, actually, no. Check out the back of the shirt. I got to move the chair. Can you see? Can you see the back of the shirt? So that's what the back of the shirt looks like. So people, when I'm walking, if I wear this in public, which I do on occasion, people are like, what in the hell is that? Let's see. Is the Madison DOC located on John Nolan Drive? I bet it's the Pujols mows my lawn shirt. Wait till he learns Bowman U evaporates in the scanner. Brian B says, will be mainly junk wax, $2 cards, have about 60,000 Hall of Famers, all in sleeves. Tracy says, good morning, all. Love the card show episode. Had fun watching Hobby Palooza this weekend. Awesome. Thank you very much. Wake and Break says, Bo, buy more Bowman U, load up and enjoy the football season. That's the plan. Whether I flip the boxes or rip the boxes, which it's a fun rip. It's a super fun rip. And I can see, watching a big college football game on a Saturday, a lot of fun. I wish they would stick with the Tide Pod Challenge. Doc Jim, anyone use Chronazio cards or a different listing tool? That's a great question. I dabbled with Chronazio several years ago, and it because eBay had a bulk listing tool. It was called Turbo Lister, and this was back maybe 15 years ago. And so I was using that when I first had an eBay store in around 2005-ish. So when they discontinued that at some point, or it made it a little more clunky, I think, I started using Chronazio because you could sync it up with eBay, and you still can. But I haven't. They have an AI now, which I know some people use, and I keep saying I'm going to test it out, but I have not. So if anybody has used or uses Chronazio, I think that would be, I think Paul Cards, who's in the chat every once in a while, he uses it, and I think he uses the AI, but I've heard good things. So it's something that I do need to look into. Mark says, way too many grown men wearing backpacks to shows clogs up the aisles. I'm guilty. I bring a backpack because, and here's why. but I try to be aware of my surroundings and not, because it is annoying when you're, standing, especially if it's a clogged aisle. The National's very busy and there's a lot of backpacks. But I have to, because I buy a lot of, I'll dig through bargain boxes and I've got to put those cards somewhere. I'm not going to, carry around, a stack of boxes with me, and it's convenient. So I'm guilty of the backpacks, and I will continue backpacking when I go to bigger card shows. But I think backpacks are fine as long as it's not like a huge, a huge duffel bag, or if it's wider than your body. Jenny says, LOL, I wear my backpack to every show. Where else am I supposed to? Exactly. And that's exactly why I wear backpacks to shows. It's definitely a necessity. George wears fanny packs. I leave cards at each table so I don't have to carry them around. Cooter says, I'm doing my part to release graded cards back to the wild. My bandsaw goes through slabs like butter. I saw the first, and I think I mentioned this in the review show yesterday, saw my first bargain box slabs, and I didn't even have a chance to go through them. 5-Star, who's a big subber, is that they're a big subgroup, 5-Star cards, great guys. They had a $5 slab box. They had a bargain box of slabs, $5, and they were modern slabs, which I guess you shouldn't be. You're probably not surprised. But the only other time I've seen slabs that cheap was at the Wisconsin Dells show last May. There was a $5 slab box, but they were like 98 Bowman, common. They were commons, and they were low grade, no names, and stuff that probably $5, which those might be dollar boxes by now. I have some slabs that I just want to get out from under that I bought at the National, that it was a bad investment. And it was strictly to flip. I've talked about this. It's been a while since I've shared my flip fail. Now, it wasn't a complete fail, because there were some that I sold for a little above what I paid for. I think I bought them in total for like $12 per slab. There was a Jordan Poole Prism rookie graded, I think 9, that I sold for around $50. And it was, a $12, with my bulk deal, it was $12. A few others sold in the $20 to $25 range. But most of them have been selling, $10. I've sold some on eBay. My net's probably 7 or 8. And I've got a few left over. I think I'm going to take them to the Janesville show this Sunday. $5 slabs, just to dump them and get out from under them, because they are a pain. And if I have them listed for like $15, and that's, I think, what they are in my eBay store, that's basically $5 to $8 net, because I'm going to have to ship them, bubble mailer. It's going to be up to $4. So yeah. Let's see. I'm doing my part to, Mark says, I'm sure you're not as big as some of the men wearing them. Mark says, Bull traded to the Celtics, never made it on the court. Bo wore that shirt so he could show off the 2 canned hams on the backside. Let's see. Cooter says, we just saw Bo's butt. I need eye bleach. My apologies. He just wanted to back that thing up. Doc Jim says, I'm using it right now. The AI is okay. Interesting. That's I do want to try it, and I need to reach out to Chronazio, and they actually, in my Fujitsu interview with Don, some of the guys from Chronazio were in that chat during that live video interview, and they mentioned getting me set up. So I may reach out just to do like a trial run. I'd like to do just a, even if it's a day pass. Do they offer day passes? A Chronazio day pass, just to tinker around with it and see. And I do know with some of this AI, like the Center Stage app, it's awesome when it works, but it can be annoying where it's like, okay, it's you move on. And I find myself using it less and less because a lot of the cards, you know, a lot of the cards that it really knows are cards that I pretty much, you know, base raw cards. You know, I know the market on those. But if it's a you know, a 2004, like the Pujols that I pulled out of the dollar box, it's a 2004 Fleer Patchworks Ruby numbered to 50. Well, it's you know, it's a low serial number from 20 years ago. There's not much data behind it, so there's not going to be anything that, you know, center stage and the AI can pick up on. So it's going to bring up, and it doesn't just say not available. It brings up like a 2017 Prism something. So that does tend to, you know, steer me away from it. So I'm interested. I've been thinking about the Chronazio AI and just to see if it would be faster for my listing, faster than file exchange. Let's see. Jenny says, by the way, we are 34 minutes into this episode, and I don't know what y'all had for dinner last night. Yeah, we usually talk food. My wife made a salmon, and it is phenomenal. It is, it's seasoned. It's she puts breading on it, and there's some seasoning. I'm like not doing it justice, but it is phenomenal. So we had salmon and gnocchi. I am a huge gnocchi. I could eat gnocchi every day. I love gnocchi. So we had salmon and gnocchi. Usually we have asparagus with this meal, but we did not. I did have some lettuce out of my garden though. Some romaine lettuce. My garden is doing awesome. And I'm going to sidebar because I had a Frank, neighbor Frank, stopped over as I was looking at my garden, and so Frank and I were talking. He actually gave me some good lawn advice. He now he's pretty direct. He's pretty direct, as a couple of the stories I've shared. He's direct and to the point. So he goes, and we had a company do some landscape stuff, and we had them lay down some grass seed like along the house where it was pretty patchy. So the grass hasn't been growing on those sides, but I had wider garden boxes that ended up getting destroyed by me when I was trying to aerate my lawn a couple years ago. So the boxes I ended up replacing them with were a little narrower, so there was like dirt on the side. They planted grass there, and it's just pop, but it gets more water than when I water the sides of the house. So he looks over and he goes, boy, that grass just isn't coming up. No. And he goes, you need to water it more. Okay. Thanks for the advice, Dad. But he did give me some good advice on they didn't cover it, which is kind of weird because usually it's, you know, covered in straw or, you know, some type of covering. And I didn't realize this, but Frank said, put some grass, because I bag my grass and take it over to the yard waste facility behind my house. And he said, put your grass clippings, you know, take some of the grass clippings you bag up and sprinkle that over the top, and it'll help the grass seed retain moisture, which I didn't even think about. So that's why my grass is not popping up, because A, I'm not watering it enough, and B, it needs some type of shade to keep those seeds moist. So Frank gave me some good advice. So there's my neighbor Frank story of the day. Let's see. Zach and Porter, we have our backpack game on too. We bring a box, waters, penny sleeves, pad to keep track of our budget. That's way less than what Brad. Where's Texas Card Dude when we need him? That's way less than Brad brings in his backpack. Yeah. So my backpack, I put usually an extra box or two, empty storage boxes. I'll bring penny sleeves, usually top loaders, just in case. I don't think I've ever used them, but I have them in case. And then I usually have some pens and Sharpies and a couple baseballs, because it's also my autographing backpack as well. And of course, in water, definitely. Doc Jim says, not great for newer cards. And skipped ahead. Not great for newer cards and no Formula One cards on AI. That's interesting. There's Paul Carl. Yeah, Paul is a big Chronazio fan. He loves it. Only trouble is it makes me too fast and you cap out your max free eBay listings too quick. And you have to upgrade. I don't know where you're at store-wise, but you'll have to upgrade that store subscription. Mark says, not judging, all good. No worries, but I am team backpack. Zach and Porter says, correction, we have a slim pack, not a bulky bad boy, and I carry it more than wear it. I also never set it down in the way of another person at bargain tables. I like, and this is why I like tables with open, where it's open underneath. Because I can put my backpack underneath, so it's not in other people's way, it's not in my way, and it's underneath the table. And I say that because some of the tables at my show, they have fans, and they're really nice. They're nice, fancy black coverings, but they're like skin tight table coverings, and you can't it's basically solid, so you can't put anything underneath. You can't even put your, stretch out your legs underneath. But they look nice, but they're not convenient. TD Sports Cards in the house. What is up? Good morning to you. Let's see. Doc says, yeah, that's my problem too. Although I started using it about 2 weeks ago. I think the next level up goes from $20 to $60. Zion backpack is absolutely the best. Keep hands free to buy more cards. How much do you think I'd make setting up a clan cracking station at the National? I'm on the pro plan. Next for me is Anchor at $350, which I could definitely go to without an issue, but the wall is going to Enterprise at $3,000. Yeah, that's the thing with the eBay store. It's such a leap from, you go from the pro plan or whatever it is at $60, then you jump up to $350. And then it's $3,000. That's a huge jump. Slab cracking, John says. I was wondering what clan cracking was. Slab cracking station. Mark says, I just hate the guys who wear these enormous backpacks like they're going to climb mountains. And more so the ones that have no respect for their fellow collectors, and they just swing that thing around and bump into everybody. I just stopped listing and I just do my shipping till I get a good batch of higher end cards. Zach and Porter says, how long till Bo starts putting a rubber stamp on some of these slab boxes so we can find them easier when in a future Goodwill pallet? We're probably coming up on another Goodwill pallet, maybe in the next, I think I timed it out to the week after 4th of July. So I think I'm still 2 weeks away from another Goodwill pallet listing. Let's see. Need to keep saying the card inside is what counts. A 30-cent card is still 30 cents, even if the slab is only 5. Day pass is a prison term. I'm done recommending the Center Stage app to people because when I go to shows, when I go to show them, it always pulls up some super random card that isn't even the same sport. I had that same problem. I was pumping the Center, like after I saw the interview with Jeremy Lee, I'm just absolutely pumping it at the card show. And the first 2 dealers I showed it to, it didn't even do the right card. And, the dealers that I was talking with, that I was sharing this app with, had a lot of colors and slabs. So it wasn't really, it was a little tougher, but I think that's probably more the types of cards that you would want comps for anyway. But yeah, it was like, oh man, I feel like a moron. Here I am saying this is the greatest new comp app, and it's not working very well. Cooter says, if I get hit by another backpack when someone swings around, I will be going to prison for throat punching someone. I use a small messenger back so it stays at my side, out of my way. And hey, that's where the day pass. John and I will get a day pass and come see Cooter after he throat punches someone at the next card show. Let's see. Cooter getting a Zion beating. I ate 2 slices of Pizza Hut Supreme Pizza and a salad. That was a few hours ago. And I'll say this again, Pizza Hut the next day, way better than fresh. Card Hobbyist, what is up? Good morning. Jenny says, my backpack is your average size bag. It was my high school backpack. And if people are worried how much space I take with my backpack, they forget about COVID times. Keep your space. Mark had salmon burgers, top notch. Boom Slang in the house. What is up? Let's see. Where are we at here? KBO says, I'm becoming a farmer. I planted some basil and a flower today and put it on my desk. There you go. Hashtag screw Frank. Frank calls me Farmer Bo. Let's see. Brad has a propane tank and a grill in his backpack. Brad has more in his backpack than Burbank Sports Cards has inventory. No shame in that. Card Hobbyist says, now I have the Dora the Explorer backpack song in my head. It's called a table skirt. There you go. Table skirt. I wear a fake baby bump to shows, great storage and access to the private nursing kiosks. Trying a new flash sale type. Instead of 50% off, I just launched $20 off $40 coupon through tomorrow night. We'll report results for you on Wednesday. Very nice. I will say that people with backpacks, especially old Korean ladies, often have no spatial awareness. I've been shoved out of the way by Granny's backpack more than I would like. Herman says, that's why I like my sling bag. Prices are way off as well. Abraham, I use my Brew Crew reusable shopping bag. There you go. Approaching the hour, so I want to show off. Jason, what is up? So I did. I bought some of the best dollar cards that you can find. That's a tease. Check out the video. I published it last night, so that video is on my YouTube channel. Some amazing dollar cards. I won't spoil it for those that have not watched it, so check out that video. I did pick up some other stuff I talked about yesterday. Vincent, one of my dealers, Vincent, had some baseball and football. I don't think any basketball, football and baseball junk wax packs. 50 cents a pack. I should have bought more, but I only bought one of each. I'll probably do a break of one of these today. He had one non-sport. I ended up picking, what did I do? 6. So I had 6 pack. I had 5 packs, and I'm like, do you have any non-sports? And he's like, the only non-sport I have is these Corvette cards. And I think he had $1 a pack on these, but he's like, you can have this for 50 cents. So this is my non-sport pack, the Corvettes from 1991, the Vet Set inaugural edition. And I don't know if they made any more. But then they had, and this looks like it's probably been, and here's why I'm going to say this, and this sounds like weird because people say, well, are you going to eat the gum? So here's a 1990 Bowman pack. Here's why I don't ever eat the gum out of old packs. Now, if it was like a sealed box, maybe I would, on a dare, eat the gum. But here's why I don't eat the gum. Because I've bought bulk collections where there's like loose packs and there's been like water damage, and you can kind of tell. In this one, I think there may have been like it just the outside of the pack, just like, I'm not going to eat the gum in there. Now, I don't normally eat the gum anyway, but this is why I would steer clear. Who knows what type of mold is growing that you can't see. So don't eat the gum. And it's not because it's the gum, it's because what could be on the gum, what type of mold could be on the gum. So this pack, it looks like there may have been some water damage in the past. 1990 Bowman, 50 cents, can't beat it. 1990 Pro Set Football. This is, did they do series in this set? I'm not sure. So I don't know what I can pull in this, but there's 90 Pro Set had a ton of fun cards. They had some short prints. They had a lot of error cards. So I don't know what could be in here, but it's going to be a fun rip. And at 50 cents, you can't beat that. This is my packet. This is the pack deal of the day. I should have bought all of them for 50 cents each. 89 Bowman. I'll go Griffey hunting. And this is probably the next video I do because I want to break this pack and just share my 89 Bowman story. 91 Tops, another very nostalgic set for me growing up as a kid of the late 80s, early 90s. So 91 Tops, again, 50 cents. And then I just think this is cool. CFL cards. And I opened, I don't have them next to me, I don't think, but I had a set complete, box set with Rocket Ishmael on the cover. So these are the 91 Canadian Football League cards. So we'll see what's in there. So I bought those 6 wax packs, and I'll be ripping those on my channel. Got a little gift from Craig, a bunch of cards, and I think, as I was looking through, I think one of these is new for my collection. I think it's the Christopher Morel on the back. I think this might be my first Christopher Morel Bowman Platinum from 2021. So some Cubs cards to add to the count. And my vendor, Nick, walks up to me as I was at the dollar box. And he's like, hey, I've got something for you. And check this out. Flippin' A, man. 88 Fleer glossy Mark Grace rookie PSA 9. So this is awesome. So thank you so much. Fleer update glossy PSA 9. He's like, I've had this card for like 20 years or 30 years. So thank you very much. And he's like, oh, and I found another. This is from Throwback Thursday. So Chris Bryant, I think this is from 2018. I don't have this in my collection either. So some awesome, I have awesome dealers. So thank you for those gifts. I appreciate it. Go to the chat before I wrap it up. Let's see. Oh, I missed a lot. Where are we at? Zach and Porter says, Cooter hates backpacks like Ken hates strollers, like Bo hates wearing one t-shirt at a time. I love it. Aren't we all? We all have our quirks. We're all quirky. Let's see. Y'all living in Korea and I just don't know it. Them grannies use those baby strollers too. Bo don't have no backup plan for moldy gum. Would it be possible to have a website eBay name for all sellers that buy a table your show each month? I'd love to be able to check out their sites and listings. Same for everyone on here. That's a great idea. That is a fantastic idea. I've been wanting to when I first started the Madison Card Show, and I think it was for my second show in May, I started doing dealer spotlights on the website. And I just kind of, time constraints. I was still working full time, promoting the show, selling on the side. So I just kind of abandoned it. But that would be a good. I have a friend who's an app developer, and I gave him some ideas. I'm like, it'd really be cool to have a card show app, but there's a lot of constraints. Here's what the ideal app, and I put it out to people on Twitter, like, what would you look for in a card show app? What would you want? And so I passed those ideas along to my friend, but in the end, I just don't think it would be too hard to update on the fly. There would have to be a lot of updating on the fly. So ideally it would be like, here's the map of the show, and here's where here's where Nick is. Here's where Vincent is. What do they have? Oh, Vincent has junk wax packs. And I would, talk to what do you want to highlight? What's unique to your table that people, may want. And of course, you never know. Nobody wants 90 Bowman wax packs, but you'd be surprised. But then what happens is you get late cancellations, and now here I am on a Friday night moving, the map moves like my mat. So here's how I do. And somebody requested me to do a show on, what it all goes through promoting a show. And so I think that is a good idea that I'll have to sit down and write down some notes. But I think the main problem with a map of a card show is, especially when it comes to, the national, it would be easier from a map standpoint because those are all locked in. So maybe that is, you prepay and, you're locked into this spot. Almost like going to a baseball game. Okay, you're in section 101, seat 2, section H or whatever. So you'd probably have to go to that. But then you're going, then I'm promoting this show a full-time job. And for what I make on the show, it's not worth making it a full-time job. But ideally it was, map it out and, but here's the thing with my show. It's like on Monday, as I'm finalizing the roster of dealers, I'm putting up, most of the guys have the same table in the upstairs main ballroom and even out in the mezzanine. Those spots are basically locked in, but it's kind of the overflow, what I think you would call the overflow in the downstairs ballroom. Even though it's overflow, there's still almost 40 tables in there. And that's where things kind of move around. But as people are, steady, Cordell is going to have like basically the whole wall. He's got 6 tables, takes up an entire wall. So that's going to be his spot, even though it's in that room where it moves. Jim, right when you walk in the door, he's got a spot right by the door. So even now there's consistent dealer tables. But when I map it out and it's like, even sometimes regulars have to miss out, like, I got called into work, or, it's raining, whatever it may be. And now it's Thursday and I'm swapping tables around, like, this regular's not, so I'm going to bump this guy up from downstairs, upstairs. And then I go in, put the name tags on either Thursday afternoon or go back in. Most months now I'm going back 2 days a week, Thursday and Friday afternoons. And then Saturday morning, it's raining too hard, can't make the show. Now I'm again moving tables around. So that's why it would be just too difficult to do something like that. You could make it work, but the cost to develop an app and then the work that goes into it, I didn't see, I don't at this time see the value. Future possibility, but at this point in time, I don't think so. Let's see. Jenny says that's a great idea. I know there was some talk around an app previously that would be cool to access on an app. But that is a good idea for the at least for the website. Do that. So let's see. And I do try to get Instagram. Most of the dealers are on Instagram as opposed to any other social media. There are a few on Twitter. Trying to think, but yeah, Instagram's the more popular spot for a lot of my dealers. Let's see. Zach and Porter says, give that gun to Frank. Tell him it's magic for growing great lawns. Dude, the 89 Bowman are beautiful. F people that say they are too big. I hate 89 Bowman. I hate it. I hate it because it's too big. But it is very nostalgic for me. So I am looking forward to opening it. But I hate 89 Bowman because it's too big. I do. Series 1 and Series 2 on Pro Set. 89 Bowman just ripped a box. Griffey hunting, have fun with that rip. Let's see. Zach is out. Thank you for jumping on. Let's see. TD says that would be cool. Card shop owners less likely to want to no-show when their name is on the table in an app. I agree. App only makes sense for a big show with an IT specialist. Completely agree. And you know me well enough that I am far, far, far from an IT specialist. Tracy says that does sound like a lot. I'd be interested even in an Excel sheet with everyone on here at the show and their website, eBay info. I would turn it into a link for me to go to sites. Card Hobbyist says, question, where does everyone find the best deals for storage boxes? Man, that's a tough question. I think probably the best is if you have a card shop within an hour's drive. That would be your best bet. Or if you're buying in bulk, you can get some okay deals either on eBay or go to BCW or Columbia Hobby. I use both Columbia and BCW. Brian says Columbia is good for boxes. Good. Columbia has great deals. I buy their penny sleeves. I have a business account with BCW, and I still get better deals on penny sleeves faster because they're back ordered on BCW, but Columbia has cases of penny sleeves available. So I buy, 30,000 at a time. So Columbia Hobby, great place to get that. Otherwise, if you do have like a tax account, a sales tax account, and you're set up, you can get a wholesale account through BCW. I have one with BCW. That's where I buy. I just ordered some 4-row boxes in my cases and cases of card savers. But otherwise, other than that, if you're just looking for a few boxes, go to a local hobby shop, as long as it's not too far out of your way. But yeah, that's probably, if you're just looking for a few boxes, find a hobby shop within an hour's drive. Otherwise, check out Columbia Hobby, and you're going to get some good bulk deals if you do bulk. Zach Sports Cards and Collectibles, what is up? Good morning from Georgia, listening on the lawnmower. Awesome. Glad to have you. Thanks for chatting. I've got to mow my lawn this afternoon. I don't want Frank to get upset. And I mentioned that because he's always on me about my lawn. He keeps me on top of my lawn. So I dropped that little nugget when I was talking with Frank in my backyard yesterday. I'm going to mow tomorrow, just so you know. And he'll probably beat me to it. He likes to mow twice a week. He's that lawn guy. Bo just told me to tell him to F him because he hates 89 Bowman because they are too big. I heard it from the bathroom. That's right. I hate 89 Bowman because they're too big. Let's see. Wake and Break says Columbia sends me cardboard gold, penny sleeves, and top loaders. I love the cardboard gold. Herman asking Zach what part of Georgia. So I'm over an hour, so I'm going to wrap things up. I'm going to do a little bit of shipping here, and then I'm going to list. So, Tracy, thanks for that question about dealers and links. I'm going to actually reach out to people that set up and get that information. I need to get better. One thing I do need to improve on within my card show promoting is developing a better mailing list and being more, communicative with the mailing list with my dealers and all that. So Zach's in North Georgia. George says, so your neighbor is my granddad. He mowed every day so he wouldn't have to listen to crap. Yes, there you go. Just to get out of the house. I'm going to mow to get out of the house. So that's going to wrap it up for today. Thanks so much. Awesome chat. We had over 40 people in the live stream this morning. So that's awesome. Have a wonderful Monday. Have a great Monday. Listen to Herman tonight. I think Ken is on with him tonight. Herman and Ken on 3B Collections channel, 7 p.m. Central Time this evening. I may pop up a video. I may break that 89 Bowman at some point today and throw that video on my channel at some time. And I'll do that. I'll do a live going through my bulk buy. I'll do that live maybe after Herman and Ken tonight. Otherwise, later in the week, looking at Wednesday or Thursday night. So that's all. Go back and check out my my dollar box, greatest dollar box I've ever seen. Check out my video. I pulled 85 cards out of the dollar box, and I pulled some absolute, as the kids say, fire. So check that out. So have a great Monday, and we'll chat again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. for Hobby Evolution.